So this isn't too impressive anyway, but as you can see, this is my personal account, and you can see just last month, May of 2026, is how much came in and how much went out. But basically, I made like almost half a million naira flow through my accounts, and the phone screen has gone off. I'm trying to power that back on. Fucking hell. Honestly, I had to low key dress up for this one. Okay, I didn't really dress up. But at the same time, I did. Got button all the way to the top. Got my fucking glasses to look professional and shit. Yeah, boys. But the reason why I'm making this video and the reason why I showed you all those little, things is just proof that I've kind of started making money, right? And I say kind of very, loosely because I'm not rich by any means. Like I'm not too close to being rich by any means. But I also want to take a little turn, like a little directional change with this channel because I came to a little realization that over the last few years, I think I should probably just think it's always better if I just like this. I've been low-key kind of stingy. Like I've been low-key kind of selfish with my stuff, right? Like for the last few years, I realized that the videos I make, the content I make is just like it has always been very self-centered. Like it's just all about me. Oh, I just want to make videos because I feel like making it. Rather than wanting to make videos to actually help somebody and serve people. And don't get it wrong, just like that's also kind of part of it. But for the main part, it was just I just want to make videos, get famous, become successful, make money, whatever. So I want to actually take a step back to just make videos to help people, like make videos to actually, you know, serve somebody. And obviously, videos I've been making, they are, kind of still aimed to do that, but actually trying to take that role seriously, like just thinking of how I can actually help somebody's life, right? And the avatar that I just keep coming back to is my younger self, my younger broker self, just from few months slash few years ago. Let's just say myself was of like last year and below, like up until less when I was like 20 years old, right? 19, 20 below. I'm 22 right now, or 20, yeah, 22, about 2023. So, anyways, talking too much. First of all, I make six figures every month. That's in naira. Don't get everything I'm going to say is naira, right? So I live in Nigeria, so I'm going to talk in our local currency. And this video is into all like my younger self. My younger self is in Nigeria. So if you live outside of Nigeria, like obviously, like if you do the conversion, it just will not make any sense because our economy here is just like weaker compared to other parts of the world. So six figures here doesn't mean shit in like the US, right? It's like the same six figures if I convert it to dollars, like it won't mean anything basically. So like this is all in naira. Like this is for my fellow Nigerians, right? But basically, I make six figures thereabout every month, right? Like from the um proof I showed in the beginning of the video. Like even me, sometimes when I see all these figures, if I get blown away because last month alone I made like it's not like that's not what I made actually. That's just how much flowed through that my bank account, that account specifically. Like that's crazy. That's insane. That's insane. Like that is just mind blowing. That is mind blowing. And when I check all my records, the lowest was January slash February of this year. And even that it was still above six figures. So like to me that's just wild. Because few months ago, or yeah, a few months ago slash a year and a half, 2 years, like I was miserable as fuck, broke as shit. And every time I think back to those moments, I always feel anger, pain, shame, but at the same time gratitude that we have come a really long way. Honestly, like me and my elder brother usually talk about it a lot. Like just like we would have killed to have this opportunity we have today, right? And it's kind of breaks my heart that I didn't even get here sooner. Like this isn't as complicated as it was in my head, right? So grateful. And like I said, once again, I'm not rich by any means. Don't get this the wrong way. I'm just trying to say I have some sort of proof, right? Because I still thought about it one time, right? So I always say, "Oh, I want to make videos that help my younger self." So I was trying to think, okay, I go back in time, I finally meet the younger self, right? My younger self is going to be asking me a couple of questions like, "Oh, have you finally done this? Have you finally?" If the answer is still no, then why are you trying to give me advice, right? So at least now in this step, I've not reached the highest ultimate part I want to be at yet, but going to get there in the future, sometime in the future. But at least this at this point I am at now is one point that my younger self would have greatly appreciated. Like, it would have really been amazed. Right. So, anyways, long story short, let's to get into the meat of the video. Right. How do you actually make money? How do you actually stop being broke? Or maybe let me just use this as an intro video, right? Just to tell my own short little story. Maybe it's already a bad, bad video. But anyways, who gives a fuck, bro? So I remember, no, maybe not last year, but let's say within from 2023 till this point, this is 2026, right? So from 2023 till now, in one of those times, 2023 to 2025, like middle, right? One of those periods. I won't like, let's even say from 2021 to 2025 middle. One of like is around about the one the picture I want to paint in your brain is, I remember, right? So I was in the university, studying computer science, and I didn't graduate. So that was under story from that. But I was in this our university apartment place, right? So I was in my room by myself, and at this time my roommate had not come to start living with me, so it was just me in this room. So we just moved into this apartment place, so it was just the mattress I had for my bed. So there was no bed frame, no nothing. So I just put the mattress on the floor. I used to sleep on it. So I remember I was in the room this time, and it was like 5 p.m. in the evening. So it was like 5 p.m. The sun is setting, right? So in my room, when the sun is setting, they will shout like the sunsets will like cast on like the wall of the room. So like the sun rays rather will cast on like the wall of the room and all that. So inside will be a little yellow or something like that. It's kind of a pretty view actually, but not a pretty feeling when I am through describing everything. Oh, it seems to record. Okay. So I was lying down. I was there in the room. Sun was setting. I was lying down on my mattress, looking at the ceiling, and I was just miserable. When I say miserable, I mean miserable as fuck. I was hungry. I was broke. I was stressed. I was depressed. Like I just hated life so fucking bad. And I was like, I felt so trapped and so okay. Like, just even thinking back to that moment makes me feel some type of way because of how deprived I feel. Like, I just felt helpless, completely helpless. Like, I couldn't do anything. I was just there, right? I would just lie down on the bed, look at the ceiling, and just be wondering, like, what can I do to just get out of this situation? Why is my life like this? And my life like this being I was broke as shit, like I said. So like it's kind of a normal thing because you're in university or still young and all that. But that feeling wasn't fun, and it was multiple days because there are a lot of times I'll be hungry as well. Like I haven't eaten anything all day, and I'm not even planning of eating anything in the night either, right? And there was a period that for 1 week straight or something like that, I drank Gary like every day, every single day, and it was just once a day, once or twice. Yeah, it was literally once a day, like just back to back, like. So when I always think back to that and looking back now, few years later, a few months or years later now, and having almost $500,000 flow through my account like that's just maybe to you it's not special, but bro. Now I didn't say it doesn't mean the whole $500,000 was all profits. It doesn't mean that was all the money I had to keep and all that. Like obviously expenses and all that. But just don't like get the point straight, right? Almost 500k flew through my accounts, and that story I just told you, that version of me, if I had told him, like, it would not, it would have brought him out of depression. Like he would be so, I can't even explain how, like, that would have just replenished his soul. So the reason why I'm making this video is for that version of me, and maybe somebody like that is out there like myself, that it's possible for you, right? It's very possible for you. So let me just go a little bit more in depth into the story. So this basically happened. I was broke. Like the things our family were fairly well, or were not rich by any means, but were not poor at the same time, right? Like there's always like parents are good, able to provide food for us to eat, and all that. They're able to pay our school fees, they're able to send us to school, but nothing like other than like the basic stuff and plus a little more, nothing else. So I'm still grateful for that because obviously I'm aware that not a lot of people, especially in Nigeria nowadays, like people are really suffering, like countries feel something else. So, but we're not rich by any means. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, we'll still struggle. Like, the economy still affects us, broke, like whatever. But anyways, I was in the university, right? So I was just young. But the crazy part about all this, how you would argue that, well, you were just in the university, you're young, so you shouldn't have feels bad, which is kind of true. But it's like it makes it more painful when your classmates, you go to class and like they're just a billion times richer, right? I remember I would see some of my classmates and they will have like the latest iPhone. Like, how the fuck do you buy the latest iPhone? Why do you have the latest iPhone? How do you have the latest iPhone? And like they have cars. Now obviously, like I said, since we live in Nigeria, it's not like some super fancy luxury cars, all those their Benz and their Lexus, whatever. If like I used to say, Nigeria, like if you're going to compare, our life here in Nigeria to like the US or something, it's just like the comparison won't even make any sense. But just try to make it make sense if you are watching from that side of the world. So they literally had cars, like they had cars are worth in the hundreds, like tens of millions of naira. Bro, I didn't even have anything to eat in the evening, bro. Like, I won't be able to do internet plans. Like, I literally could not sub. I couldn't buy data. It's either nice plan or I'm owing. I'm always owing. And the things I will borrow till I reach that max. Then after I now borrow, I'll whip out my second SIM, put it in my phone, and borrow till I max out that one, and whip out my third SIM, put it in my phone, borrow till I max out that one. As well, which is just sad and shameful. After doing all that, and I'm not able to, browse our data. There's one place in the school, go there to go use their free Wi-Fi. Just comparing that life now, like that, my version of myself is very grateful, right? So obviously, like I've said tons of times now, that 500k or almost 500k that flow through my account, not all profits, and keeping money is more important than making money, right? Because you could make money, but if you make money at the end of the day, or at the end of the week or end of the month, all the money is gone. What's not the fucking point? I think that's the point. That's the part I struggle with right now. So, anyways, like this video is all over the place. I'll probably make like a better video in the future. But after that, that period, so I was just in university, going to school and all that. So I graduated from school. The problem also is I didn't fully graduate because like I failed some courses and my results had issues and this and that. So like until now, I've still not graduated fully. But officially, like my sets ended, right? It's like we signed out, we celebrated, we graduated, whatever. But I had to come back because I failed some papers, so I came back to write those papers and failed some again. The second one was mostly error, but this did still fail. It is still registered as fail, so it doesn't really matter. So now I'm going to have to come back again to write the last year that's like field. But anyways, after that, so I graduated, right? And that was January, within January, February 2025, right? So life just went after graduating. I wasn't really doing much, just at home. My idea was to work hard on YouTube and grind and whatever. Obviously, I didn't make like I wasn't serious with that. So I was just at home. Then around, let's say maybe July, August, right? So I just hope this phone is still recording. I feel like this thing's about to stop recording because my storage is almost full. But let me just quickly wrap up the story before this film stops. Around July, August, or something like that. Let's say May, June, July, August, something around that period, right? One of my aunts, or let's just say family member, right? So she stays in Lagos, and there's this MTN Fiber X, right? So MTN Fiber X, like they are expanding. It's like this Wi-Fi, unlimited Wi-Fi thing. So they're expanding around Nigeria. So they came to Benin to like expand and all that. So one of my family members told us, like my other brother specifically, me, I was still like, trying to write my field papers and all that. That they have come to Benin, so like job opportunities there. If you should basically go and get the job. So my brother went to get the job, and one of my other family members, that's like my aunts or something like that. So basically, long story short, anyways, I wasn't working, but eventually I know I used to assist my brother. So when my brother goes out to go and work, I will just follow him to assist. So basically, how it worked, like the job we were doing, basically, and that job was so fucking easy. That was the best job ever. Yes, we still to go. just going to I'm just going to pretty much summarize the rest of the story because my story actually ran out before, so I have to just continue recording. I don't even know what exactly I was talking about, but basically, me and my brother were working this job, and my brother was mostly the one working. I was just like little assistant. Eventually, they stopped that job, so they gave us another job, right? Sales job. So this was when I now actually got like my own job. So I was no longer my brother's assistant. I was like with my own person now. So I was a sales guy, sales agent, selling the router, fiber X, internet, whatever. Then around December, right? So I became a sales agent October. So 2 months into the job, I was pretty shit at it honestly. Like I won't say I was shit. I'll just say I was lazy. That's just really truth honestly. Like the things that I'm pretty lazy. Like I'm pretty it's weird because I'm lazy and I'm not. I'm lazy because, you know, like the sales I'll barely go out, just lazy as fuck. I think I'm not because there are a lot of times that I literally will push myself to like crazy levels as the average person wouldn't do. But anyways, that's another conversation for another day. So by December, still the same FiberX, hosts and stuff. The like project had gone full force now. Like is alive and active, right? So I became like an installer, basically like a technician for this thing, like installer guy, right? So basically, the way it works is you like at first the job me and my brother was doing like we just went to do like a survey to just find out if people are interested in the unlimited internet stuff. So, okay, they now found out, so they now came to implement the stuff and build the infrastructure in like Benin, Edo states, right? So after that, the next part was now salespeople. That was the next job we started doing. Like so, going out to go and try to sell the products, right? So after the people now buy the products, somebody will now have to come and install it for them. So that was now the next job we now had to do, came to install it, right? And that was basically the one that just changed everything for me, right? Like the sales wasn't bad, the sales too was still good, but like I just said, I was just lazy. I didn't really like it. Like you walk under the sun all day talking to random people. You know the way people are. They will promise, "Oh yes, I'll buy it," and they just never would. Like I just didn't really like it. But the installation part was more straightforward because I would just come to your house, connect it for you, and that's it. So I used the whole of December to learn the skill, like how to connect it, and basically from January, my life changed. My life literally changed, right? And 6 months later, now this June, as I'm recording this, last month, May, almost half a million naira flew through my account. And the crazy thing is, like I said, I'm lazy, right? Because in our like install, like my co-workers, right, like my colleagues, I can't really call them co-workers, but like my fellow installer people, I'm probably like one of the shittiest of them all. Like if there's a long list, like if there are like maybe 20 of us, and the first person is like the best of the best, and the 20th person is like the worst. Maybe I'm like 17 or 18, like I'm pretty shit, right? And yet I still make like, to me, good, pretty crazy, like nothing too crazy though, but compared to like a lot of my friends and a lot of my mates, I don't like to tell people, I don't like to like brag, I try just like to say nothing because it's also hard because last month was almost 500k, but the next month after it could be 100. The month after it could even be less, so it could be more. Like there's no real stability in it. So I'll get in more details in future videos, but anyways, long story short, that was basically how it happened. I started to connect and, got more into the business of being like an installer and a technician and like what do you call those guys? What do you call these guys? A worksman, no, not a craftsman. Trying to think of the word, but just people that fix stuff, basically people that fix, repair, install, whatever. So basically, that was my little story, right? That's how I went from being broke as fuck, miserable, to making 6 figures every single month. And I'm not saying this to brag by any means. Like I said, I'm not, like I've said it a billion times, I'm not rich, I'm not even close. But I want to motivate, inspire, teach, help, guide, whatever it is. Like people that are just exactly like me, like just young in that position, that's you literally just have to tweak a few things. Honestly, like if I go back to that myself, I was lying on that mattress and just miserable as fuck. Like honestly, it wasn't too far away from like success. Like Literally just had to tweak a few things here and there. Just have to tweak a few things here and there and do like the life will change as well. So also, like I said, I've not reached close to where I am. I'm still open for room to growth, like we're still growing as fuck. Like this is just really just the beginning. I've just been like kind of having tiny bit of money just within the last 6 months, right? Nothing crazy, nothing special. So this is just really just the beginning. Like it's only going to go crazier from here. Anyways, that's it for this little video. I'll see you in the next one.